back on Friday nights. You got one of these, you're gonna get it. That'll work for about the first 2 minutes.
That'll be great.
And then 3 minutes in.
We're gonna have to shuffle.
You want me to kick the dog out?
We'll see how that works.
Okay. Quick. Let me get the bugs taken care of. Hold up. Should have put on their reservoir update.
Yeah, didn't think about that. We'll get to it though. We'll get to it.
That's a new song. We haven't used that song ever, have we?
We have.
I'll tell you what, this new Skeeter, man, that's going to be interesting. I got a lot to say on that. We're going to have to pull it up.
What's up, everybody? Do me a favor, if you're watching right now, hit that like and the share button.
Dude, I should have brought the JCS Marine fucking koi baits.
What it do, Joe? Thanks for joining, brother.
That. I didn't even think about that. Definitely should have brought the JCS Marine baits out here.
Can't pronounce your name, but what's up, my brother?
Do you know who that is?
Hojdurp?
You know who that is?
No.
Cool. Thanks for joining us. If you're on YouTube and you're watching, I don't recognize your name, so if this is your first time, welcome. Crack one of these guys open. We're gonna get after it here in a little bit.
Welcome to Bass and Beer Radio.
Joe says my dog's about to go make him sit outside. That's all for tonight. Joe, you can take your phone with you, dude. You can still watch us while you're sitting outside.
That's the beautiful part about the internet.
Yeah.
Most things are negative, but Bass and Beer is powerful.
That's, well, most of the time, unless we're talking about Google Mates.
Oh. What happens if we do this?
I don't know. Impressive. Cool.
There we go.
Nice. You can see how my horrible T-shirt can.
Yeah, check that out.
Boogie, 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 boogie. Note to self: never give a pit a sloppy Joe.
What kind of
That's sloppy, all right.
what kind of tough guy soda are we drinking there, Derp? Let us know. We got Bud Light here, Miller Light here, and we got some Samuel Adams Cold Snaps in the fridge that we will be drinking
Cold
on here.
Snap was a season.
Spring.
Oh, really? I thought it was fall.
It's spring. Jim, what's going on, Jim? Good
That's
to see you,
another
my
thing we
man.
can talk about. Is spring over? Fishing wise, I think spring is over. Fishing. Maybe if
Oh,
you're
yeah, it's
like
over. Yeah, it's
up
over.
north, maybe not, but here
It's over. It's over if I've ever seen it.
It's over. But that's okay, because that brings new opportunities and new challenges when you're out there trying to find a bag of fish. We're gonna get into all that stuff. So Sprite is right. Outstanding. Well, once we get some more folks in here, we're going to get into it, get rocking. We got a good show for you tonight. We got an update on the flats. Not that me and him fished last weekend. So we'll get a little bit of a recount on how that went.
Be a decent day.
We'll talk about the grass piece a little bit. That's a cool little bait. We're going to talk about the grass piece.
That is a good bait.
We're going to talk about the gunpowder. And it's not good great.
We're going to talk about it. We don't really have good news about it.
No, there's not a lot of good news. Oh, there's some good news, but just not about the fishing. We're going to talk about the new skeeter hull design. Just released today, actually. The new skeeter just released today. And then I think that's pretty much it. But I do want to talk about, maybe not this weekend, but next weekend. Or I actually work the next 2 weekends. It's sad. We need to make a title techniques video.
HD, what's going on, my brother?
We definitely need to make a title techniques video, like we talked about.
Yeah, we definitely should do that. We always have great ideas, and sometimes we just don't follow through on them. Well, either way, anyways, guys, look, like and share. You got some people watching right now. Like and share. I don't care if you're on the Facebook, the YouTube, the TikTok. We are live on TikTok again. TikTok was very unhappy with us last time we went live on TikTok for reasons that we won't say because we'll just get banned.
We'll get banned again. Yeah, we'll get banned.
But we appreciate you guys. All the comments. We want all the comments. Any questions, any comments, let them fly.
That being said, I think, are we ready to run the intro and get this party started?
Let's run this intro, boys.
All right, guys, if you're joining us, welcome back. It's Friday night. It's Friday Night Shenanigans. This is Bass and Beer Radio. If this is your first time joining us,
welcome to Bass and Beer Radio.
We haven't been live for a while. Well, we were live with Thomas on Fishing the DMV a couple weeks ago. But, you know, life gets in the way, man. Like, we don't do this for money. This isn't a source of income for us. So, you know, Chad's got work. I've got work. We got to be up in the morning on Saturday. It makes it a little hard. So we try to stay as consistent as we can. And, but we're both working class guys that have careers and responsibilities. Not that we're here to, say, oh, we haven't been live and we suck. It's not that. It's just, sometimes life gets in the way. Right. And that's whether you're trying to go live on Friday night or that's whether you're trying to go fishing every Saturday or Sunday or whatever comes in between. So, I feel like there are some other channels out there and some other YouTube pages that are fantastic and they're great. But those guys put an ungodly amount of time into their brand, and good on them.
I can't even begin to describe the amount of work it actually takes to consistently do this, to post on social media 2 and 3 times a day and have it be something that is actually meaningful and not just some dumb crap.
Yeah.
It is difficult, so shout out to those guys. The number one guy that comes to my mind is Andrew Blair with Tactical Fishing Company. That dude is a madman. Comes up with some fantastic content. So if you haven't gone over to Tactical Fishing Company or Andrew Blair's page, give him a follow.
Yeah, so we got some interesting stuff to talk about tonight. We're definitely going to talk about the flats a little bit, and the spawn is pretty much over at this point, right? Like we're in June. This is typical for the time of year. A lot of those spawning fish are done.
It's done,
and you get a little bit of a post spawn funk, right?
They spawned out.
Happens every year. Once a lot of these fish have spawned, it gets a little funky for a week or 2 or 3.
Sure does.
And then it kind of picks back up as we get into later June. So, if you're out there and you're struggling a little bit right now, it's kind of normal. I mean, it does happen, this time of year. Once the spawn's over, these fish get a little weird. They spend a lot of energy out there spawning. So when the spawn is done, they want to recover a little bit. They want to relax. Imagine if you just went out and ran 5 miles, you're not going to get across the finish line and then start a heavy weight workout, right? You're going to have to relax for a little bit and recover before you go on to the next thing. So, excuse me, similar thing with fish. I think it's normal. I think in about a week or 2, things will be back to popping off. Don't get me wrong, guys are still catching them. guys are still catching big bags. Guys are still catching those 22 to 25 pound bags on the flats to win tournaments. So like it's still doable. Guys are still doing it. But I mean, like for us, the last time I fished the flats, obviously with Miles in the tournament, when we had a good finish in the SFT, and then the next time I fished the flats was with you probably 3 weeks later. And it was a noticeable difference. Noticeable.
We fished together last weekend.
Yeah, so it was about 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Noticeable difference for sure. And again, that's normal. Like that's typical this time of year. So but things are changing. It's like I said, it's the natural order of things. It's how things go. Fish are starting to move from
Joe
the spawn
says
pattern.
transition time.
Yeah. Yep. So I mean, are the flats still pumping out major bags? 100%.
Oh my God! I think 100%. It was the Susquehanna Flats Trail was a 23-pound bag for
25,
first place. 25-pound bag.
Yep, 25 pounds for first place.
25 pounds in June.
Yep,
for first place. And I mean, I guess like you might have had one that hasn't spawned yet in there. Maybe. But we're talking about like post-spawn 25-pound bag. That is a hammer bag. Don't care what anybody says.
Well, and it just shows you how healthy this fishery is and like how well these fish actually translate and quite frankly how many big fish there are. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of places in the country where catching those mid to high 20-pound bags, it's incredibly impressive, but it's not unheard of. Bugs Island is one. Like there was somebody that dropped a 27-pound bag on Bugs Island, and like guys that fish bugs all the time, they hate fishing bugs. Like they cannot stand it. But, you're not going to see those bags, those big 20 to 25 to 27 on bugs all year. It's just not going to happen. Whereas on the bay, you will. So I think the fact that the fact that the bay just pumps out these giant bags all year means it's really that good of a fishery. Someone's always going to catch fish on the bay. You just hope it's you that day, or you put in the time and figure them out. But like. The bay, I mean, it's unbelievable, actually, when you really think about it, how good the bay has been fishing in the last 5 or 6 years. Because
it's been insane.
Let's call it like
I'm pretty sure all the fish left the Gunpowder and are now on the flats.
Let's call it like it is. The bay is one of those places, and like every fishery has up and down cycles. Like the bay hasn't really had a down cycle in a while. We're due for one. Like, and I hate to be that guy. But like just looking at how rivers and river systems work, like we're due for a downward trend of fishing in the next couple of years, but it just hasn't happened.
The GP is due for an upward trend in fishing, and it is.
Yeah. We'll get into that too in a second.
It ain't happening.
Yeah, we'll get into that too. But if you're out there putting in the time on the flats, and it seems like this is a lot tougher than it was 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. That's accurate. It's post spawn funk, and that's just kind of how it goes.
I think it even looked like I saw one of Victor's story. It looked like he might have been a little bit upset with the GP. He was giving it the old finger.
I think that was the flats.
Yeah, it was the flats, but he was a absolute hammer out there on the flats. So things are changing.
One of the best. I mean, like
one of the best
for sure. And and again, it's like it's just. Things happen, and like we're into the part now where like in a week or two we're gonna be like dead in the middle of the summer pattern. You know what I mean? So those transitions are hard. It's the same thing in the fall, right? When you start to go from summer to fall, that's when it gets really hard. When they're like full on fall, it's not that hard. But when they're going from summer,
fall is fantastic.
Well, right, but like when they're going from summer to fall, it's hard. But when they're in summer or in fall, it's not that
those transition zones, they seem to get real finicky. Where we're going from pre-spawn to post-spawn, from spring to summer, water temperatures are changing, oxygen in the water is changing, everything is changing. But with that being said, where do you want to start off with this conversation? We've already kind of been talking about the flats, so maybe we should just ride right on with the flats update.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, the update. I mean, we went out. We went out. What was it? Sunday. We went out
Sunday last week.
Yeah, we went out Sunday, and I think we didn't have a whole lot of help from the tide. To be honest with you, we got on the main flats when it was the tide was pretty much dead, and we fished there for about an hour and a half, and I think I caught a catfish and a striper, and that was pretty much it.
That was a good striper.
Yeah, it was.
It was a good one.
And then we went into Furnace and we started catching them, but they weren't fish that you'd really want in an open tournament or really any tournament for that matter. There was one or two good ones in there, good ones 4 or less. I think the biggest one I caught was probably 3 and heavy 3.
Heavy 3.
So like great.
We called it a 4 on the video without actually hitting it with the scale, but
yeah.
It was probably more of a heavy 3. Than
Yeah, probably. I mean, anywhere from 3.5 to 3 3/4, just whatever. So, but there's a lot of fish to be caught in there. I mean, it definitely didn't go very long without catching.
It seems fish. Like there's an endless amount of fish to catch out there on the flats, depending on where you're at.
Yeah. So I mean, and again, and that's
Andre. Typical. Thanks for that, like brother.
And the big thing about kind of what I'm getting at with this is, as this spawn closes out, you're going to start seeing fish group up a lot more by size. Whereas it seems like in the spring, it's a little bit easier to catch a couple 2-3 pounders and then catch a 5 or a 6. Whereas in the summertime, you get a lot more schooling, a lot more fish, like big ones, group up by size. You know what I mean? So we're starting to get to that point now. And it can be frustrating. Like I wouldn't consider myself highly experienced on the flats. I'm moderately experienced. And I try to learn as much as I can every year. But it's like one of the things is it's hard to go from, because I've run into this over the years where like in April and May and throughout early June, I'll whack them in an area and then like mid-June comes and they're gone. Yep. And then other guys in the club start to blast them. They start to beat the brakes off of them. And it's like those fish kind of like disappear. But it all is revolved around the spawn.
I do think that we have something figured out on the flats right now that can produce a big bag. However, we got to be there at the right time and at the right tide. We know a spot. It's got big fish in it. We've seen them. It's been difficult not getting them to bite, but I mean, should we say what we're throwing?
Oh, we were going to talk about that.
Okay, well, let's talk about it.
So, we put a reel on TikTok a couple of days ago or last weekend, whatever it was, about the grass piece.
Well, that one I was talking about, the other one at the end of the day.
Oh. Yeah, we're not talking about that. We'll talk about the grass. We're not talking about that. We're definitely not talking about that. We're talking about the grass piece though, just because we made a reel about it. So, if you guys are fishing the flats, Potomac, anywhere tidal, or you just like throwing chatterbait in general, there's a pretty new bait that's out. There's tons of videos on it, so I don't feel like I'm spilling the beans on this at all. But it's made by a company called Bass Puzzle. It's JDM. It's called the grass piece. And can you pull it up on Tackle Warehouse actually while we're going through this? HDHE says, is it a giant wake bait? It is not. It is also not a billows gill. It's a lot more simple than that. That's a huge fucking clue. So we have the grass piece and the grass piece flex. So Chad's going to share the screen here so you guys can see it. But it's a pretty neat, it's a very neat little bait that's Bass Puzzles put out here. And it's very similar. Like it's got like a chatterbait, the blade of a chatterbait with the arm of a spinnerbait, and it's pretty
Kevin
compact.
knows.
All you need to fish the flats is a pair of binoculars and follow the flotilla of boats, especially if you're from New Jersey. But yes. But anyway,
has the grass piece been out for a long time, Jim? I feel like it's been out for a couple years, but I don't know if I would consider that a long time.
I thought this ring really dropped like mainstream last year. It's
maybe it really hit the American market more recently.
That's probably what it is. It's probably been out for a while. Now I will say that Tackle Warehouse made some really big, not really big, but like some very in-depth videos of this bait. I think this year or last year.
Oh, I love that color right there. That's a sick ass color.
That's how I find out about it. Is I always every Wednesday they have a What's New Tackle Warehouse video, and this was featured on it. So I watched it and I was like, man, that's a cool bait. And I bought it. And I only bought a couple colors. I bought white, just because that's what I'm going to throw most of the year. And it's been catching a lot of fish for me, honestly. Like multiple trips. This has been a player. And again, I'm not going to sit here and say that if you're throwing a jackhammer, not a grass piece, you're wrong. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like this is a better bait than a chatterbait or a better bait than a jackhammer. I do think it has its place, and I do think it's a legitimate alternative.
I look at it as thinking about it as like a thunder cricket. Your thunder cricket just has a different vibration and a different sound underwater than a jackhammer. This is the same exact thing. It's a different vibration. It's a different sound. It's more subtle.
I will say that. I will say.
And it works.
I will say.
It works good.
I will say this.
I think it comes through the grass better
than a chatterbait. It depends on the type of grass. If you don't have a good rod to throw this on, you're not going to feel it.
HD, he knows what's up. Freaking Guggen Squad, the most overrated baits in the freaking world. They suck ass. I would literally... You're not even allowed on my boat if you're going to throw that shit. So,
yeah, true. I will say this about this bait is... like I throw this bait, or I've been throwing it on a Shimano X Pride 610 medium heavy extra fat or fast. I don't think it matters. I will say you gotta have a very sensitive rod to throw this bait, and an X Pride is like up there in terms of like at the top of sensitivity. Period. End of sentence. Like
I think the X Pride has a more like a crisp blank.
Oh yeah.
I think it really rips a chatterbait.
Yeah.
Or like a grass piece like that, like better. It just works.
But like the thing of it is even with a Shimano X Pride, which is notably one of the most sensitive rods that you can get
at the $300 price range.
At any price.
Yeah, pretty much at any price range.
I have it's hard to feel this on a long cast, and I'm throwing 17-pound line. So what I say to you guys who are going to pursue this is, if you're using a Dobbins Fury, if you're using an Abu Garcia Veritas or whatever, like fine, no, you can throw it. You're not going to feel it as well as you think you should. And if you just look at the bait, if we go back to the thing for a second, you got to remember with a chatterbait, right, your line tie is actually directly connected to the blade. It's getting a lot of that blade
Andre,
motion.
you bastard. We don't talk about that bait. That is a sick-ass bait.
So when you're tied on to regular chatterbait, right, can you go back to that for a second? To Tackle Warehouse. You got to remember... Right, when you tie onto a chatterbait, your line tie is doing a lot of this lateral back and forth motion. Whereas when you tie onto this, the blade is doing the blade, and then it's transitioning the vibration through the wire to your line. So there's a lot more room for sensitivity to be lost just by the design of the bait.
100%. So, you don't have that blade clacking right up against a lead head.
Right.
Joe, what makes you scared to throw the X Pride? Because I have 4 of them, and I haven't had any problems with them. I have heard of some people breaking them, but I think that was more of the older models than the newer models.
Yeah. So you got to definitely
no, we're not pulling that up.
So you got to have a good rod to throw this to really feel the vibration. I mean, throwing this on the X Pride is a dream. Throwing it on a Corrado probably wouldn't work. A Zodius probably not either. I mean, the monocoque might help, but I doubt it. You got to have a good rod to throw this bait. And it sucks because it's just as expensive as a jackhammer, but like you can feel a jackhammer on almost any rod. Like I'm telling you, you throw this on Dobbins Fury, you're not going to feel it vibrating. Like it's subtle even with an X Pride.
Yeah, they don't even have it on Tackle Warehouse.
Really?
Yeah, they don't have that particular bait on Tackle Warehouse.
It's that niche. It's that niche.
It's JDM.
Nice.
JDM is as poop because we're on TikTok. JDM is poop.
Yeah, but yeah,
he called the poop shit.
But I will say, like, it's definitely a good option. I mean, it's worth having in your arsenal. It's something extra to throw out there and just something cool to have to show the fish something different. I don't think it's the next great thing. I don't think it's going to be the key to winning every tournament you fish on the flats, but. You know, I mean, there's definitely times. I would say when me and Chad fished, I mean,
I think you outfished me on it on Sunday. You outfished me.
Yeah, but not by a crazy margin. But like, you know,
but they were chewing on it.
It wasn't double. I mean, it was somewhere in the middle of even to double, which on a tough day, I mean, an extra couple bites. But yeah, pretty cool bait. You should try it. The weird thing about it though is when you rig it, you don't just thread your trailer on. You actually almost Texas rig it. It's very weird.
I even had to stop you and be like, "Hey, your trailer is messed up," and you're like, "It's not messed up," and I was like, "Really?" And then you showed me in the water, and I was like, "Oh, dude, it makes a ton of sense now." But that might be a little bit of a trade secret that we're gonna keep.
Yeah. But if you want to look at how you rig your trailer on the grass piece, just YouTube it. There's some really good videos. Tackle Warehouse did a very thorough, in-depth review of the bait, and that's where I got all the information from. Full disclaimer: I did not go out and find this on my own. Like I watched Tackle Warehouse videos and I bought some, and it's been a
What
good
is
experience.
HD Heat? What is the mystery bait that we were throwing? We're talking about the grass piece. Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, that one?
No.
Yeah. No,
Everybody throws what we were talking about. It's just
not this early.
Yeah.
Generally, that's a big hint.
We're close.
We are now. We weren't last week.
Yeah.
So.
Well, 70-degree water temperatures, 70,
sure it is,
72, something of that nature. Either way,
it was heartbreaking, by the way. Many times.
It was upsetting. It was upsetting, but it let us know where some of the big ones were.
Oh, there was definitely some big ones in there. There were some big ones. No question.
I got it marked on the graph.
So, I think we've kind of talked about the flats. We talked about the grass piece. Let's talk about the gunpowder. And let's talk about why it sucks. Because it does.
Well, hang on. One other thing I do want to talk about the flats right now is there is really good grass coming up on the flats right now.
Yeah, but it's nothing like, it's not like it's better than it was last year.
No, it's not like it's better than it was last year, but when we're talking about fishing the flats, a lot of it has to do with grass identification, what the fish are currently relating to. And it seemed to us like we could find grass, but unless you found mixed grass.
Oh yeah, but then that's pretty standard.
From milfoil to eelgrass to hydrilla, it seemed like they were in more of a mixed grass than they were in one particular type.
And that's like when we were in Furnace, like we found a bunch of grass, and the grass that we were in at first wasn't doing it. And then I was like, we literally trolled into a spot. I'm like, this is the grass we want. And I think I caught a fish like 2 casts later. Mm-hmm. And then we sat there and beat on them for the next hour.
2 casts later. Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that comes with experiences when you're out there fishing is like, and sometimes, and when I say this is the grass you want, it doesn't always mean that, this is the tallest grass. Because there are times where you'll go out and you'll find grass that's 2 feet tall and they won't be in it. They'll be in grass that's 6 inches tall. It's weird, man. The other thing too is you got to think about what the fish are eating.
What's up, Michael? Thanks for joining, brother.
You got to think about what the fish are eating. Is if you're out there, if you're whaling on them on a chatterbait, right? Mm-hmm. Like me and Miles were in the SFC tournament. If you're beating on them on a chatterbait and you come up to an area that's matted grass, you're probably not gonna be able to throw that chatterbait.
Who's MJD?
You see the video MJD posted on YouTube.
Who's MJD?
I don't know who that is, actually.
You're not talking about Michael. Michael Duarte doesn't have a
No, I think it's Michael Jordan or something.
Michael Jordan?
I saw something about it. Dude, I don't know. I saw something. Dropping the COVID bait reason I said screw it in order to couple.
What the COVID bait? Yeah.
What is that?
He's talking about the freaking urchin.
Oh, you mean the koike?
He's talking about the koike. The koike.
But you didn't get the actual koike because nobody can get them. You probably got the Berkeley, whatever the hell it's called.
Mark Daniels.
I actually saw. Oh, that's right, Mark Daniels Jr. Duh.
Haven't seen it.
I saw that he posted something. I didn't watch it yet. Can you go on Tackle Warehouse for a second and see if the Berkeley urchin bait's in there? I just want to see like what the price point is. I really wish I would have brought my JCS Marine ball sacks. That's actually what it's called. It's an urchin bait. It's just like a koike, but that's what they named it. I didn't make that up. I really wish I would have brought them. I would have loved to have done a review on them. Yeah, what category
like,
would
I'm
this
surprised.
even be
Yeah,
in?
exactly. Like I have no idea. We just have to scroll until we.
Berkeley creatures. Oh, there it is.
There it is. The power bait.
The MOBA.
The Moab. The
MOBA.
Whatever
Mooba?
it is. Blah, 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 blah.
And it's $15.99 for one of them. That's crazy.
What's up, Chris? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, it's $15 for this freaking bait.
That's insane. But they're available though, right? Like you can get them. Like you can buy it right now.
It appears that you can buy them. That is the only color.
Really?
That is the only color and the 3.5 inch.
No shit. All right. See, just search Koike, Coike. See if it even comes up. Yep. Hide up Koike creature bait. Out of stock.
This item is back ordered. This item is back ordered.
Yeah, like you can't even get them, dude. That's crazy.
This item is back ordered.
I'm trying to remember, like, what tournament was it where this thing like really exploded?
The one where Chris Johnson caught.
Is that the one? Because it's like, it's weird because I'm trying to think, like, I don't think there were, and you guys please correct me if I'm wrong.
Honestly, I really can't, like, I can't get on the train. Like, I just
don't think that, like,
it's not my favorite type of fishing to begin with.
I just don't think that, like, there was more than one Elite Series.
$200 for one soft plastic?
You haven't seen that? Oh, yeah.
No.
It's crazy. It's crazy. If you guys want some of these and you can't get what you want on Tackle Warehouse,
Cooper.
You need to go to JCS Marine and get some of theirs. They have them in all the colors. Just order them. And they're
the JCS Marine ball sack.
Yep. You guys just need to order some.
I haven't ordered any yet. I did tell them that I was going to grab a few. It's like, I'm going to get a couple. One, I just want to support JCS Marine. Two, it's like, I'll try it. Like, I'm not saying they don't work. I think it's a good bait that works. Do I think it is a hype bait? Yes. It is an insane hype bait right now. It works, but it's a hype bait.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a step back for a second. If I cannot remember who that Asian dude is that did really, really well on it the other year, and then Chris Johnson. If you wouldn't have had these big tournament wins on this particular bait, would the hype be the same?
No, it wouldn't. No one would even know about it.
Exactly.
I mean, nobody would know about it. But again, it's like
the thing is like, does the bait work? Yes, the bait works. I mean, I guess I'm being a little mean by saying none of us are Chris Johnson. We're not pros. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like it, I don't know, man.
Oh, we got a freaking good offer here: $1,200 for 6 Koikis.
So fishing the DMV, welcome Tom. It says it's been a slow build for a year or two, and then around the classic this time this year, it really blew up, and then after Santa Cooper event, it went into stratosphere. Apparently, they were using them in Japan 10, 15 years ago, never took off. Chris Groff says, I've had a day on Tuesday where the bigger fish kept fucking off the minnow, but would shoot up on the Koike. I hate every bit of it. Fishing the DMV, what do you mean by hype bait?
What do I mean by hype bait?
I was going to say, you can answer your piece, but I think a hype bait is something that it works. Obviously, we're not saying the Koike doesn't, and the similar baits don't work.
Oh, it works well.
But I think the question is like, is everyone buying these because they work in ridiculous amounts of scenarios, or are they buying them because the market exploded and you just simply had to have one? I think the hype bait is just that. Is that like if you have to have one for whatever reason.
Yeah, exactly.
What happened? Yo, that's funny. Say, what if he actually did? Damn.
I'm calling it a hype bait because I don't think this bait, like, dude, there wouldn't be soft plastic urchins selling for $200 if Chris Johnson and other anglers didn't win big money on them. They wouldn't have just turned into this massive thing. You know, the turd baits were a hype bait for a while. They were never this hype. They never won big. If Chris Johnson would have done the same thing on the depths cover scat than what he did on a hide up Koike, the turd bait would have exploded just like the Koike did. I'm calling it a hype bait because a pro won big money on it, and then all of a sudden everybody said, I have to have that. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It works fantastic, but it's got hype behind it.
And I think fish are going to get conditioned to this like they will anything
We
else.
can send you a link, my brother.
Like if
we can send you a link.
Like if you have a Koike and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to be the only motherfucker on this lake throwing it. Like you're sadly mistaken. I mean, everyone has them now.
Exactly. That's a great question. I could talk about this forever. I think it's definitely working. It's just how long will it work at this height? Eventually, everybody's going to be throwing them. They'll get accustomed to that bait just like all the other baits.
There was another comment. Can you scroll down a little bit on the right? I think the comments just had an aneurysm. It happens.
It did.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I'm not going to sit here and trash it. I mean, I bought some. I didn't buy some hide ups. I bought some of the JCS ones, but is that real? Dude, stop.
There's no way that's real.
Is that Jim? Is that real?
There's no way that's real.
Jeff says, do they eat it in the grass? I don't know if anyone's actually fished
I don't know.
it.
I was actually going to say, I said, I wonder if anybody is throwing that on the flats right now.
I'm sure someone's tried it.
Somebody's probably tried it, yeah.
I mean, you know, like, here's the deal. Like, bass are curious creatures by nature, right? And, like, there are certain baits that are out there, whether you're talking about the koi or whether you're talking about whatever. Like, there are certain baits that literally do nothing to mimic a bass's natural forage. And they eat it. And there are baits that go the extra mile to mimic a bass's natural forage, and they eat it. And then there's everything else is kind of in the middle, right? So it's like, I feel like the koi, I don't know what it's supposed to be imitating. I don't think it imitates anything. I think it plays to a fish's natural senses of curiosity, and that there's things moving in a way that piques their interest. And like, we got to remember, bass don't have hands. Like they look at things by eyesight, and if it really interests them, then they grab hold of it with their mouth. Like, that's how they start looking at stuff. Chris says it mimics a bait ball. he says it stinks mainly because it's mainly a scope bait. Yeah, I know it's definitely a scope bait. And there's
link coming at you, Thomas.
HDHDHE says, my buddy has Mega Live 2. Good luck seeing anything. Dude, that's crazy, man. I've heard the Mega Live 2 is supposed to be the shit. Because I was about to put Mega Live 2 on my reservoir rig. That's another update. Imitates small fish eating. I could see that. That I could see. But I don't see a bait ball, though. It mimics a bait ball. That's what an Alabama rig mimics a bait ball. But that also blew up years ago. The Alabama rig was like was a cheat code for like a literal cheat code for a while too.
Link sent, Thomas. Link sent. What is happening?
What does HDHE say? We got to scroll down in the comments. He says, "Just get Garmin." Yeah. I mean, I have LVS 34 on the Bullet, but I'm thinking about getting Mega Live 2 on the reservoir rig just to see if I like it, and then if I really like it, I could move it over to the Bullet and have a Humminbird Minn Kota exclusive rig, which, you know.
I sent the link to your Fishing the DMV page, not to your personal page.
Andre says supposed to mimic a school of bait fish feeding.
What's that?
The koi and the urchin style bait. I mean, I guess
I could kind of see that.
I can kind of see
little tiny minnows, like eating off of something of that nature. But the thing that we had here is, as Thomas says, so you're saying if the dildo looking bait was as effective as the testicle looking bait, the dildo looking bait would also be considered a hype bait. No. I'm saying that if a pro would have thrown it and done as good on it as, yeah, it's all about the pro. The pros did well on it, so everybody else thinks they need to have it, but none of us fish like the pros. So I think that's why I'm calling it hype. I'm not saying it doesn't work. Works great. It's a great bait. It's a sick bait. It's got the hype because of that. Oh, this guy won 250 grand on it. Gotta have this bait now. Look at that. It's cool. And they're fishing it in multiple different ways. They're throwing it on scope. They're pitching docks with it. They're throwing it on beds. They've utilized it in multiple different ways now. So, you know, I think it's hype. It's got hype, which has drove the market. That's the way that I'm looking at it. I will never say that it doesn't work because it absolutely works. It's a good bait. It's just got a lot of hype behind it.
Yeah, it definitely
You know
works.
what else is also a really, really good bait? The Yamamoto Senko. So,
I mean, yeah. Like, and yeah, I don't know. Like, it. But you know what, though? That's the weird thing. Is like, we've seen a lot of weird shit this year. Like, let's think about this for a second. Hank Cherry wins the tournament on the grub. And like, people go out and buy grubs, and then it's like, but it's known.
it was short lived.
Right. It was, but it's a known thing, right? And so people are like, wow, grubs, blah, 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 that's cool, right? And then the koike happens, and like the world explodes on the koike.
Goat.
Like the world just like takes a fucking dive off the deep end because the koike is this new thing that, oh my God, this is... But like literally a week prior, Hank Cherry won.
Sound like Don Vito for a second.
Hank Cherry, a week prior to the koike coming to like the mainstream market and the mainstream spotlight, Hank Cherry won a tournament on a fucking grub, which your grandpa has been throwing since the 70s.
And we're banned off TikTok.
Well, yeah, probably. But, and then the week after the koike, a minnow wins. So I think the reason why people are flocking to this koike is because if you've been a traditional fisherman and you're not super into the JDM market, nobody has anything in their tackle box that in any way, shape, or form resembles a koike.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this new, completely untapped market of like, oh my God, no one has this. The fish in my area haven't seen this. I've never seen this, so I have to try it. And I think that's
Thomas is on, and he is driving down the road. Let's check it out.
Here he is, fishing the DMV, joining us live.
Oh, where did we go, though?
We disappeared, but we can... Oh, dear.
Oh, and we lost Thomas.
Oh, dear. Can you guys still hear us? Is that a thing?
Hello? Hello? John Scungio sells the JCS Marine ball sack.
Hey, so like we were just talking about if you want to get your hands on one of these baits and you cannot get your hands on them, you need to hit up John at JCS Marine.
Thomas, can you hear us? We keep losing him every time we go in here.
Damn it, Tom.
He looks like he's still there, kind of. It says he's there. Where's our camera at for this, though?
That's a good question. Bush League production.
I know exactly what it is. Hang on a second. We're going back to main camera. I gotta fix something.
Sorry, guys. We're kind of slow. We're not the smartest over here. All right, so Tom is joining us again. We're gonna try this. You would think we would have this figured out by now, but we don't.
Yeah, no, we don't.
We're just not the sharpest tools in the shed when it comes to video production and like what have you. All right, so we're gonna add this. This is part of the allure of Bass and Beer Radio is you get to watch us like fumble around on this nonsense like monkeys trying to screw a coconut here.
You get to watch us fumble through life.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right.
Usually, you know, the Benny Hill theme song would be playing in the background. Wait a
second. Hold on a second. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. It was funny. Now it's just sad. Now it's sad because we can't figure it out. All right. We're getting halfway there. Sorry, everybody. Again, you could watch a show that's got fancy production and technical expertise, or you could watch two blue-collar guys screw around with a computer and talk about fishing. I mean, that's an easy choice if you ask me. But, all right, Tom's coming in. Holy crap, we figured it out. Tom, can you hear us? You hear us. I see your mouth moving. I don't hear you.
We don't hear you.
Shit. Damn it. We were so close.
Piss and vinegar.
What's he doing? Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Tom's going to come back. We're going to figure this out.
Karaoke's killed the dice bait market. Yes, they did. Everybody very quickly forgot about that.
Yeah, but yeah, that's absolutely true. All right. Once Thomas comes back, we're going to get everyone
main
back
camera. Microphone source is Rode.
Jim says your show is real life, not some phony made up production. It's a real man show. Yeah, you guys get everything. There's no bloopers reel here.
Yeah, we definitely will just talk shit on whatever we think needs to have shit talked on it.
The whole show is there are some episodes where the whole show is the bloopers reel, to be honest with you. This is not one of them, but there's definitely been a few where like the whole show. Remember the one time when like I sat down on the chair and it just collapsed?
Thomas, we sent you another link to try out.
Anyway, we're gonna wait for Tom to get back on, and then we'll start the circus again as we try to get folks online, which we've only done 1,000 times. You'd think we'd have it figured out by now.
We haven't done it in a while though.
So I want to hear Thomas's opinion on the koike, but as he's getting on, a new boat dropped today. In case you guys haven't heard, excuse me. Brand new hull design, brand new boat, actually.
Skeeter, pumpkin eater.
From Skeeter just came out. All right. We got somebody in the lobby. Is it Thomas?
That What is this?
I don't know. Let's just see what happens. This could be a.
Did somebody hack our link?
I don't know. Let's see what happens. Show. All right. Let's just. I guess just hit show on stream, right?
Well, I'm not going to show it on stream until I see a picture here.
Thomas, if you're joining us, we don't have video, or we don't see your picture.
Yeah, we don't see you. Oh
dear. This is technologically challenging. But new Skeeter just came out today, right? Pretty cool. It's an interesting looking design. We're gonna get into it. All right, he's back in the lobby. There we go. We're on it. We're on it. Please, for the love of God, cross your fingers if you're watching. We're gonna try to get this to work. Oh dear. Come on, Shelly. Oh
Can't hear him.
Wait a minute. We're gonna check all.
Hang on. Got it. You there?
I'm here. If you, I can't see you.
Yes,
that worked.
It was our fault the whole time.
Look, I was gonna say a word that'll get us kicked off TikTok, but I am that word, and I am sorry.
Nah, you're fine, guys. Where the hell are we in this conversation? Because I am completely spaced where we're at.
All right.
So you were asking us, do I think that the urchin bait is a hype bait? Do you think that another bait, the turd bait, would have been just as hype? Do I think the turd bait would have been just as hype as the Kaoki if somebody else would have done just as good on it? And or if somebody fished it just as good on a turd, if somebody fished really good on a turd bait as they do the Kaoki, would it have the hype that it did? And yes, I think it would have. I think it was all hype because people were winning big money tournaments on it. So everybody all of a sudden was like, I got to have this because it's different. Even though it really isn't that much different from the fuzzy dice bait.
It's not much different, but it is different. But I guess my interpretation of hype is how much success you have on it. And so it's like with the minnow or the glide bait phenomenon. Why did those baits get so much push? Because they just, for some reason, just caught more fish. The biggest thing is the staying power. I 100% agree with that. I go back to like the whopper plopper analogy. There was a time, quite literally, if you threw a whopper plopper, you caught 3 to 4 pounders. You just did. Like, I don't know why, but the vibration of that son of a bitch for like 2 summers just killed it on the bay and the Potomac River. And now it's like it's got a home for smallmouth on rivers, but you don't hear about it anymore, really. It's not winning tournaments. Watson, all the money he won in his little career was on a whopper plopper in the fall. Does these hentai scrotum kind of baits, do they go that way where they're going to pop off great because the bass haven't seen it, or is it going to be more like a Cinco and they don't get used to it? I don't know, dude, but these fish, man, they see that. I've seen it with dice. I got on the dice thing early, and for smallmouth events, I won a lot of money with those stupid things. And the bigger smallmouth, dude, for some reason, man, they would go for it when other baits they wouldn't. So it's real. It's freaking real. It's
real. 100%.
It's very, it has to be open water. There are some other baits Quakey has that have not been mentioned yet that's on their website that I think will start getting a little play in some more grassy type events that you can put an EWG style hook in them and just flip them. I don't know. I'm very fascinated to see where the fishing market will be in 2 years when at ICAST everybody has their own version of this.
Why do I feel like that's going to be like a fuzzy pickle bait instead of a ball? It's going to be like a Pickle Rick bait. I'm Pickle Rick.
You're probably right, honestly. He'll probably,
yeah.
I mean, because like they'll probably just, they'll probably just make a flipping bait with plastic appendages and, call it this, completely revamped, redesigned mind child of a genius where it's like, okay, you took a beaver and added some, lampreys on it. You know what I mean?
So Chris Groff makes some good comments here. He says, why didn't the grub blow up when Hank Cherry did so good on it? He says,
everyone knew about it.
I think it won money, plus it has a funky factor, and it's a head turner like a big swim bait.
Well, the thing of
because
it is,
they do have big versions of this.
If you go to a 10-year-old kid who owns one fishing rod and one tackle box, I almost guarantee they have a grub in there. Like, because everybody has a grub.
That was very niche. That bite that he was on was a super niche time of year. Everything has to be right for that to work, and it will work. What we're seeing with this is you're taking all these forward-facing sonar fish that they were hitting the depths. They were hitting all that stuff last year with the Sakamata shad. and now you're throwing them a bait that they have never seen before. And guys, for the people that have scope that got on it early, those first few years when you threw any type of minnow in front of them was stupid fishing. But now you're going on 6-7 years of every fish in every lake seeing a minnow. And when you put that thing in there with all the skirt, and what the dice did was, what does a jig do? It has that secondary pluming action.
Yep.
With these baits, though, because it's made out of that Elastec, if you breathe on it, it quivers. It has such insane secondary action that the fish aren't used to that. You can, when you hit a minnow, it has a distinct pattern, and all animals understand patterns. Deer, turkeys, and fish. They'll get used to that rocking action. When you throw that Furby at them, that thing is quivering in a way that they have never seen something. And things that quiver like that are usually bugs or crustaceans. So when they're looking down at like a crayfish or something, you have those antennas pendulating like that.
I have a question for you.
What about
Thomas.
like a piece of algae though? What about like a piece of algae with like grass or something on it? You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
Who's to say
wait,
Who's to say fish don't like go and grab it and then spit it right out?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure
They're
they
curious
do.
creatures. Yeah.
They don't have fingers. The only way for them to feel or test anything is with their mouth.
Yeah.
I have a question for Thomas, and you and I are going to behave ourselves for a second. If there was a fishery around here in our area, where it was the only place you could use live scope effectively for what it's designed for, and the most dominant trail on said body of water chose to ban live scope, how would you feel?
Damn it.
Wait, all right, so you're saying how would I feel if they did that? I mean,
And you were a loyal member who's fished the trail for many years. Would you fish? Let me ask you that. Would you fish the next
would
year?
I fish?
Jason, what's up, brother?
That's tough. That is really tough. Wait, where are we fishing?
You can guess because I don't want to say because it's not official, but it's unofficially official.
If it's a shallow grassy area,
It's
I
not
don't
a shallow.
care.
It's a lake that begins with the third letter of the alphabet. How about that?
So I would want to see what the turnout is, because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just if it and this is so Lake Anna did this 2 years ago. The first time they tried to go like a no scope tournament, and the tournament trail bombed. No one showed up, and now I think it recovered, and they were able to get people that were in it this year.
But did they still have the scope ban?
I think they still have the scope ban. If anyone in the comment section can help me out with that, which I cannot see right now.
What's up, Craig?
That's tough. Like if it's a lake tournament and I can have all the technology on my boat, is this a solo series?
No, it's a team series.
Okay, that's
I don't
interesting.
think they're going to see a drop off.
I think they're going to see a considerable.
I don't think they're going to see a
I think they're going to see a huge drop off.
I think they have loyal following.
So they do.
Well,
they do have a loyal following, but the problem is it's the only place. It's not like Virginia where, okay, if there's a scope ban on Anna, you just go to Smith Mountain. It's not like that here. Like if you, it's just not. Like there's limited places where you can legitimately keep that bitch in forward mode and scope and use it for what it's intended for in that fashion. Like it's not doable here.
Yeah,
Jim says
what,
all that's saying. One second. Jim says all that's saying is you can't fish without it. You can either catch fish or you can't. Forward-facing sonar doesn't make you a fisherman. Hook set, buddy. Hook set, baby.
I mean, I've won with it and without it. I'm just not so old that technology scares me. I get a panic attack and I have to call my grandson to readjust my monitor.
Yeah.
Like it's more of the like. Are they saying like you have to take the crap off your boat or just
Lock
turn it off?
boxes.
Because I know there are some tournaments where they tell you to rip shit off your boat.
No, the rumor is there's lock boxes.
Don't go too far. Don't go too far.
You see, that's where it gets a weird invasion of privacy thing. Where if it's one thing, it's like, hey, don't turn it on. Okay, yeah, that's fine. If it's like some of these tours I've heard about, were like, no, we want you to take all the shit off your boat. All right, fuck off. Like I just spent the money to put that on there. That's a little, I don't know, draconian, I think. But again, this is where we're going. Like I could totally see on a Saturday you have a tournament for all the 80-year-olds no scope, and on a Sunday you have the scope tournament. I think that's just where we're going. Let's just both have what we like and just leave it at that. And then, yeah, if that was the case, I would totally fish both. I'd fish on Saturday and Sunday on the lake. It's just getting weird when it's like, no, you're not allowed to fish on the lake at all in tournaments. That's where those people on that side of the fence are starting to lose me with arguments. Does that make sense?
So it's not that. It's just the rumor, and I don't know if it's true, but the rumor is that they're going to, for this trail in particular, that I've been a loyal member of for the last number of years, is going to have no forward facing. And they're going to enforce it via lock boxes. That's just the rumor. I'm not going to say it's 100%. And I'm not going to say how I truly feel about it until it is 100%. Because I want to respect the tournament director's ability to make a decision and for them to deal with whatever fallout and repercussions, good or bad, that come with it. But that's the rumor. You know, so if that's the case, and that's the case, and I'll make my decision and say my piece when it does become official.
Yeah.
But what I feel what hurts me, right, is me and Miles use a lot of live scope up there, but we don't use it all year. We really don't. We don't really start using it until later in the year. So if you take, let's say you still have a 50 boat field, and him and I aren't using live scope the first 2 or 3 tournaments, where we traditionally do very well, right? If you take the 25 guys that are scoping and take it off their boat, now they're going to be fishing the shit I'm fishing. Because I'm fishing shallow.
Well, good thing you got a fast boat.
Yeah, but it like, you got to remember is that this plays into both hands, right? If you have a lake where guys are out there scoping, okay, if you're on fish shallow and everyone's out looking in the middle of the lake for roamers, you have an advantage now. Versus, and it goes both ways, right? Like, you can fish your strengths, and look, John Cox is a good example. Scope happened, it became a thing. Does John Cox still go into the back of creeks in 6 inches of water and throw a jet? 100%. Like, you could still do those things.
Yeah, absolutely. But money talks. Like, I mean, this is what it comes down to. Fishermen are whores. And if I had a tournament that said you had to use technology and I made the payout big enough, people would come, but they would complain. So
yeah, that's also true.
And it's on the flip side. If you're saying, hey, listen, on Monday, I'm going to do a buy-in $5 tournament to win $50, but you have to take all the equipment off your boat, and we're going to chastise you for technology, I'd be like, hard pass. But if it's like, yeah, you have a chance to win 10 grand, the payouts are good and stuff, I'd be like, all right, yeah, I'll probably will do something like that. That'd be fun. So, you know, money kind of talk. Like, example, kayak fishing. I fish out of a kayak. All the technology is on my boat. I do not have scope on my kayak, and I have won more money in my kayak right now, fishing smallmouth rivers, the shallow water when we go to lakes and stuff. So, but it's money. That's what it comes down to. Like, the payouts are good enough, and I can fish that style, and it's fine. Dude, we're in such a bifurcated world, and it really is becoming, I think, an ageist conversation. It really is.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, and that's what
people don't want to admit it.
That's what I see for this trail, and again, I'm not gonna say specifics until it's official, and then I'll say my piece and I'll say my word, and it's up for the tournament directors to let me fish or not based on what I say, and that's fine. Still love those guys, still hope they're successful, but you know, we'll see. I'm not gonna say one thing or another yet, because I don't know if it's official, and I just don't know. But
that's okay,
right?
Like, they have their right to form their own league. You can, like, I personally, with as many people I talk to, it feels like one side of the aisle is way more vocal. And they're more vocal.
100%.
They're more vocal in making everybody else have to fish their way.
100%.
And the other side doesn't give a shit. That's what's so weird.
Yeah, I agree with that. Have you ever seen a tournament flyer that says scopers only? No.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a good point. It does like, yeah, it's a good point. It's a very good point.
There's I don't want to dox this person because he'd kill me. So I'll just say there is a guy who lives down south, and he, because of his job, he gets to fish like 4 or 5 days a week. He was able to get all of his boats, his stuff fixed up and everything, and he's killing it. Like, he's having.
Damn it!
And we lost him.
We just got into the best part of the story. Shit!
He'll
what
be
the
back.
Fuck happened? Oh dear! I wanted to hear about this guy killing it. Now we're not going to hear about this guy killing
without doxing him. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. We're back.
And he's gone.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And it's gone.
And he's back. And he's gone.
And it's gone.
And it's gone. And he's back. And he's gone.
No way, dude.
And he's back.
Bro, this is crazy.
And he's gone.
This is insane.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
What is happening? Yeah, actually, you know what? It is kind of suspect that Thomas said, I don't want to dox this
He
guy.
said he doesn't want to dox him, and all of a sudden
now-
he just disappears
And now
off of the
his
stream.
whereabouts are unknown live for the world to see. All right, he's back on now. Oh, dear.
Can you hear us?
No, you got to put on Rob Cam, dude.
It is on RobCam.
All right, he's back. And
he's
his
gone.
God
And he's gone.
damn it. What is happening? Man, this guy just totally doxed Thomas's internet connection.
He had to say it, and now he's like, and he's gone.
Yeah, Chris said drone strike. That's pretty accurate.
He's got
He
the
got
freaking drone
strike. Dude. That's
strike.
crazy. All right, DMV's on now. Here we go. Wait a minute now. What do we got?
Hang on a second.
Oh, dear. Come on, Chili.
Oh!
Scott dies. Enough of the effing Randy channel. Skeeter had to copy Allison putting a plate to claim an industry first. Not.
I do want to talk about that.
Yeah, we got to talk about the skeeter.
I feel like I just heard Thomas.
I heard Thomas, but I don't see Thomas. Thomas, do you hear us? I feel like we're trying to communicate with the first
This is
astronauts.
the ghost of fishing the DMV.
Yeah, right? Like Thomas is actually on the moon right now.
I like Scott's comment. Enough of the fucking Randy Blanket channel.
Yeah.
Wait, here we go. So,
What the hell? You joined twice? How's that possible? What the? Okay, wait a minute. Hey, there he is. Oh!
And he's gone. All right, we're going back to the main cam. Oh, wait. And he's gone.
What just happened, dude? What is
I don't know. I have no idea. Freaking weird. Okay, we got to go back to the main channel. Wait. And he's gone.
This is crazy. All right, I think we're gonna have to abort this. I'm sorry. We're gonna try one more time. We're gonna try one more time and see if we can get this to rock. Because
we don't see him.
damn it.
Can't even stand Randy's voice. Everything he posts is just so stupid.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. All right, I'm gonna text him. Wait.
It's freezing.
I heard a voice. Go to guest speaker.
Yeah, I'm
cam.
here.
Go to guest speaker cam.
Tacos. I am
Oh
hungry.
hell yeah, we got him now.
That was insane.
Yay.
That was crazy, dude.
That was
So
like the
everyone in
most
chat-
South Park moment of the year. We were like, and he's gone.
Everyone in chat, donate $1 so we can get these boys StreamYards for fuck's sake. God damn.
Actually, that was your fault.
I'm gonna have to go. This is your fault.
Hey man, that's at Hagerstown cell phone service. You guys are out there. Actually, Deliverance was filmed about a mile from where you are.
It's not. Yeah, it's the ghetto version too. Where the hell did we leave off?
Some guy from
Boomers
the
and
South was
Scope.
gonna kill you if you said his name.
You were gonna get doxxed by somebody down in the South who's
yeah.
fishing 4 or 5 days a week, and he's doing really,
Yeah,
really well.
yeah, and now the trails down there are trying to like talk about banning Scope and blaming like the reason he's. And it's like, okay, so you're taking a 20-something-year-old that gets to fish every day, and the first thing is you're like, oh, it's the goddamn Scopers again. It's like, how much of it is you can't look yourself in the mirror and say you're 66 years old, you don't get to fish every day, and you don't have the same hunger, and you're not in a life place where. And this is like, if you want to call fishing a sport, then you also have to understand like athletes have like a bell curve, right? And you get these 20-something hungry people that don't have a wife and kids, that don't have a job, that sleep out of a truck and fish every day. Scope or not, those fuckers are going to kick a lot of ass. They just are. Scope put them over the top, but they're also just hungry and can spend that much time on the water. And that pisses off a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree.
It does.
You know?
I do think we've seen a difference in maybe viewership and tournaments since Scope came out, especially when we're talking about MLF and the Elite Series. I think, obviously Matt Herron, our buddy Matt Herron, has not been a fan of the scoping thing, but there are certain things that have happened in the professional fishing world that are different now because of Scope. I'm not saying I hate
Agreed.
Scope. Like I don't dislike scope. I just think I think it has changed things.
Oh, it 100%. It has changed fishing. Side scan has power poles, Bass Live. Like it's changed a shit ton about fishing, but it's here to stay. And again, I just think a perfect world at this point. So I was on Basscast Radio actually today talking about this. We're getting close.
We're gonna get into that, Scott. We're gonna get into that right after this.
Yeah. Sorry, Scott. I can't see comments right now. I can't even see them. Honestly,
He's talking about the new Skeeter haul that just dropped today.
Oh yeah, it's sick. But anyway, last point is we're getting close to 10 years of live scope being a thing. 10 years, but yet we're still arguing this like it's brand new.
Yep.
Like
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Kind of crazy how long scope has been
beating a dead horse so hard it is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, and I don't know, guys. Let's just have 2 leagues and just be done with it. Let's just have. If you had $1 billion and you made 2 leagues and the payouts were the same, everything was the same, I still think there'd be people complaining.
Yeah,
that's what's so crazy.
Yeah.
So at that point, what do you do?
Honestly, I like the format they have now. They have tournaments with scope. They have tournaments without scope. Some fisheries are better with scope. Some are better without scope. And I kind of like that format.
I like it too. And I wish MLF was perfect. It would be like 4 periods, like 2-2. I think would be the perfect world with it. But it's better than nothing. And then I think the elites rotating it's interesting because if you look at the data, half the tournaments last year was won without live scope for the Bassmaster elites. So, but this was definitely to try to placate to that base. And the last point on this, because I would rather talk about the Skeeter haul, is you'll have everybody in the comments that are actually saying this is killing the sport, but then Bass will come out and say that these were the best viewing numbers we've ever had. So who's right? Because it seems like
that I'm not sure.
Well, here's the other thing: is like
I've definitely become less interested in watching it.
Are the people like is the negative voices just drowning out the actual? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
it's a minority group.
Are there so many people crying? Like if 10 people are crying hysterically, you don't hear the 100 other people that are just going about their lives normally.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
Which group is the one that's telling the other group what to do?
Well, yeah, that's part of it too.
Boom. Like that's just how it always is. Politics or fishing. And that Skeeter haul though. How about that? Goddamn.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. We're just gonna get into that. Just saw that today. I mean, it literally just dropped today.
Do we have something? Is there anything on the internet about it right now?
You just go to Skeeter's website and it'll come right up. You want to type in Skee SKEE space YEE.
What?
No, don't type that. Well, you can, but it's gonna come up to a music video that's pretty bad, actually. Yeah, shit sucks. All right, so it's the FXE Apex is the new boat from Skeeter. The FXE all the way at your left. So they redid everything. They have the ZXE, the FXE. It's the same kind of thing, but basically what they did is Chad's gonna pull up a picture here, and we're gonna show you guys. But they made it's not the hook in the hull, but they made a secondary platform in the hull that increases hull shot.
The FXE 21 Apex.
Yep. And for the small price of $112,199.
We are going to lose Thomas if we go to scene 2.
Tom, do you have any last comments?
Godspeed, everyone. I will be tuning in into the chat. Thank you guys.
Thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you for joining the
Always
show,
a pleasure, brother.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
See ya.
Peace.
All right, so we're going to check out this Skee right now. All right, and again, Skeeter's a pretty sharp-looking boat. I'm not going to pretend like it's not.
It's a beautiful boat.
But
and people will buy this boat.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So just because it's new. So you got the Skee. All right, so if you scroll down, go to the gallery, and we'll see what's going on with this whole design. Keep going. Keep on going. Typical comes with your... All right, there it is. That picture right where your cursor is.
Right here.
You click on that at all. So you will notice that this hull has an interesting design where the transom and the back, maybe foot or two of the boat, actually comes up higher than the pad. This is done to increase hull shot. Oh dear.
What just happened?
You're getting to it. All right, you had it. Go up, go up, go up. And
right there.
That shit right there on the left. So that is what we're looking at. And this is their groundbreaking hydrodynamical engineering design here. It's new. That's,
What is new about that?
It's basically so the pad.
This?
No, it's that. Yeah, it's that section where your cursor is. And dude, I mean, cool. That's really neat. Does it help with whole shot hydrodynamics from not somebody that's not an engineer? Yes, it's gonna work with that. But like,
So Scott says it's nothing new. It's a step haul. Scott, can you explain to us what a step haul is?
this is not in any way, shape, or form groundbreaking.
Is this like what most? I feel like this is what a lot of performance bass fishing halls have.
No, because
something of like
no, not really. Like Bullet.
Allison doesn't have something like this. Stroker.
I don't know anything about Allison's, but Bullet doesn't. And I mean, there's one boat faster than a Bullet, and that's an Allison.
Does this fish way shallower? Because Jim's saying it's a redesigned tunnel hull.
It's
like
not.
I don't.
It's not a tunnel.
What do we have here?
not
How
a
do we
tunnel.
get in contact with somebody from Skeeter to tell us about this?
It's not a tunnel haul. It's basically okay. So what they did, right? So just think about it like this, right? You're looking at the picture, okay? If you're looking at the picture, the boat gets on plane, the nose goes up, and that where the motor is bolted to is now at the lowest position. That's going to create a hydrodynamic hook. It's going to create low pressure to break the boat over
and push it up fast.
That's the whole concept
Is this thing
here.
going to jump on plane faster?
That's the concept. And
That's the
it
concept.
probably will, in all honesty. There will probably be a noticeable increase in hole shot. And maybe that's done because we're putting so much more bullshit on our boats now. You know, you got to have 10-foot poles. You got to have 17 graphs on the front. You got to have the drift paddles. You got to have all this crap.
What's up, Brian?
You know, I'm not going to sit here and say that...
Brian, we're talking about the new boat that you need to get.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like this is a horrible design because it's not. It's just... It's not exactly, recreating the wheel here.
FXE21 Apex from Skeeter with whatever the hell this is. Triton was one of the first, as I recall. You gain speed. Water is controlled with height of pad and strake.
So the original post from Skeeter. Actually, can you go back to Facebook real quick? Keep sharing the screen. Keep sharing the screen. Go back to Facebook and search Skeeter boats. Because their post on this where they claim that this was going to basically cure cancer it was all about hole shot. And if they're saying all this about hole shot and not top speed, not that one, just Skeeter. What the fuck? Search Skeeter bass boats. See if that comes up.
I have no idea why it would call it a Scooter.
Should come up because it's a public page. Dude, come on. What's going on here? Hold on. But I'm trying to find the actual post that was made by Skeeter, and then they were talking about why this matters. Is it worth $112,000? It's up to you. I mean, I don't think it is. I think boats are horrendously overpriced, to be completely honest with you.
Skeeter Gene.
Dude, I can't believe you're not finding this right now. I'm going to try to look it up on my end, but like Skeeter Bass Boat should come right up on Facebook. We're struggling right now. Skeeter Products Incorporated. That's what it is. Skeeter Products Incorporated. It's right there.
Name.
See it? See the post? You have it right there. That's it. That's the one we're looking for. Scroll down. Keep going. You're gonna find it. They bombed the internet with all this crap today. Jesus Christ. There it is, right there. The next gen hull design. Okay, let's read their actual post. Okay, introducing the. I'm gonna say it like I was their like commercial guy. Introducing the all new Skeeter FXE next gen. All right, I'm done with that. Introducing the all new Skeeter FXE next gen hull. It was designed entirely in CAD.
Computer aided drafting.
How did you know that?
Because I'm smart. Like
So this is an AI boat? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Stop. This CAD means it was... Stop. Hold the phone. CAD means this is an AI design. Is that what you're telling me right now?
It was designed entirely in CAD for perfect symmetry and engineered with one goal in mind, built to dominate. I don't know. Probably. I would imagine that all boat hulls that have come out since a computer has come out has been made with computer-aided drafting and design.
All right, guys. AI bass boat. You saw it here first, potentially. All right, back. That's mind-blowing because it probably is an AI design.
At the heart of it is the all-new planing sponson. It works by forcing water downward at the rear of the hull, drives the stern up and out of the hole, and gets you on plane faster than anything else in its class. And once you are up on pad, it stays completely out of the water. So that will be out of the water while you are on the back of that pad.
Yeah,
is what they're claiming.
This isn't going to affect your top end. Like this, once you're on pad, this feature is
exactly. CAD has been around for how long?
Can you explain to me what CAD is, please?
Computer-aided drafting.
What is
and
that?
Design.
What is that?
Designing things on a computer. I don't know. It's like a lot of people like do like a lot of people use CAD to do like houses and home design and all that stuff the same way that you could engineer a boat model on it, and they probably used AI to help with the shit too.
Oh dear.
Is it worth $112,000?
That's up to you.
I guess that would be completely up to you.
It's a lot of money, dude. It's a lot of money. Like, that's a lot of money. I mean, like, think of it this way. If you get a new truck and a new boat, you can't, I mean, that's the price of, like, a cheap house. Like, that's a lot. If you're a working class guy. You know what I mean? So, Scott dies. On an Allison XB 2003, there's a small lip on the back edge. If you tweak it with a flat board and take about 3/16 off, it frees up the hull, gains speed, but can make a handful to drive. Hydrodynamics is insane, and the more these little differences matter, the faster you go. Like, and a little difference doesn't matter at 60. It matters a little bit at 70. It matters incrementally more at 80. Like, hydrodynamics matters, but the fact that like this is the big release from Skeeter, like, cool. My boat's gonna get on pad faster. That's sick. I could just put like a lower pitch prop on it. I mean, in that aspect, okay. If you want to run a speed prop and you're worried about getting on pad, that's great, cool. How much more is this than the FXR? Now, we don't have FXR anymore. We're on FXE now. So this is 112. I guess that's loaded. I don't know. If you go back to boats, is there an FXR? No, there's no more FXR. So I don't remember what the FXR was. Was it about the same price? If it was about the same price, then okay, great. If this is
the Apex is the new hull.
No, the FXE is the
FXE. But what is the difference? Because you have an FXE 20 Limited, FXE 21 Limited, then you have FXE 20 Apex, FXE 21.
So Apex. The FX, same as the ZXE. It's the hull is the same. It's the options that the boat comes with.
So is the FXE 20 of the same hull?
I mean, it's the 20 foot, but it's still going to have that same design in the rear. It should.
So all Skeeter boats have that now.
If it says FXE, yes. Now, if you go back to boats, see what ZXE says.
No, this is not showing any pictures of that.
It says it. See, it was on there. I saw it.
If you go to the Apex.
Well, if you go back to Limited, it had the hull. If you go back to the Limited, can we share the screen just so everyone can see? This should be a Batters episode. He's pissed. That's funny. Keep scrolling down. Keep scrolling down. We're on the 20 now, right? See, planning sponsor.
Right here.
It's still on there.
Okay.
So if it says FXE, now I'm curious.
So we're talking about we're talking about a Lariat to a King Ranch type shit when we're going from Apex to Limited.
Pretty well,
essentially.
It's like
the hull is the same, the truck is the same, but your interior is different.
It's like the Pro. I think Skeeter does if you go back to the models. So Pro, Limited, Apex. Pro is like the base. Limited is whatever more. Then Apex is like the.
But this is their whole lineup of bass boats. So
I don't think it is, though.
2027 bass boats have this freaking.
I don't think so. Go back to
planing sponsoon.
If you hit boats real quick. Okay, so
Boats, bass boats.
So they have
okay, yes, here it is.
ZXE.
FXE, ZXE, ZXR,
Click
ZX.
on the ZXE real quick. Wait, whoa. Why'd it go to FXE? Did you see that?
Because you don't have an option anymore.
Yeah, that's crazy. Go hit ZXE, see what happens. Because I swear to God, you clicked ZXE and it came up to FXE. Okay, that just happened. Real time.
It definitely just happened.
Okay, so
It'll take you to the ZXR.
Holy crap. Okay, that's interesting.
So if I go to FXE, you get FXE. If I go to ZXE, you get
still
FXE.
get FXE. So I guess they're really trying to sell these FXEs. Interesting. Now, if you go to the ZXR, it'll be the normal hull. So go to the ZXR real quick. Let's see the difference in price.
Why do I keep doing that?
Because the ZXR is going to be your pretty normal. I mean,
is that what Paul has? A ZXR? What does he have?
Paul has a ZXR 20. Now, interestingly enough, we're talking. Look, the SEs here are not super competitive. Well, they are competitive price wise, but you get nothing with them. The SE, that's pretty much boat motor trailer. Like that, yeah. You don't. I mean, and probably like a Minn Kota Maxim or something stupid. But this doesn't have the sponsoon thing that's gonna light the world on fire now. I cannot believe they don't. The ZXE is just completely like the redheaded stepchild of skeeter boats. Like you can't even get one. Very interesting. Does it matter? I don't think so.
I think it's a cool. I don't know. I think it's a cool design.
Oh, I agree. I think it's cool, but like,
maybe you'll be able to take off in shallow water a lot easier. I don't know.
yeah,
Without dredging your freaking prop through a bunch of mud and rocks and sand and whatever else.
I'm just not that. I'm just not that impressed. For what it's worth. I'm not here to hate on it. It just there's not a whole lot of difference in that boat versus the last one, in my opinion.
Well, I don't know. Somebody around here eventually will have the boat and we'll get some insight on it.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
We should maybe look into getting in contact with Skeeter to talk about it. I'm sure somebody would be willing to talk about it. Jim, your Falcon is sick. I would definitely stick with your Falcon as well. Lou has a badass Falcon.
Yeah, Falcons are very nice. Very cool.
So, honestly, as I've started to fish my Ranger more, I like it.
Yeah, it fishes well, dude.
It fishes very well. The customer service sucks when it came to everything. I think it needs something a little bit different with setup, but it fishes really good. It's got a lot of room on it. Fishes well. It's not the fastest boat out on the water, but it gets it done.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, shit.
That would be really cool if like we saw one out on the flats this weekend, like Joe says, one of the new skeeter hulls.
Yeah. You'll see one on the flats this weekend, probably with 2 tournaments going on. I won't be on the flats because I'm working, unfortunately.
Her birthday is tomorrow, so I'll be out on the flats on Sunday.
Good luck. I won't be out. I'll be out. My next day off is in 10 days.
Is there a tournament on Sunday?
I'm sure there is.
Another flats trail tournament?
I'm sure there is. HTHEHE says if I sell my Koiks, I'll 1% there. Nice. Talking about how expensive these damn skeeters are.
You just got to sell a couple more things to get your little 5-10% down payment there. You'll be good to go.
I don't know, dude. Like, luxury bass boats are like basically luxury items, but it's no different than pickup trucks. I mean, because let's think about it. It's the same crowd. If you sell a Platinum F250 to somebody, you're probably going to sell them a boat at some point. It's the same concept. If I can take a truck that requires 3 things, an engine, 4 things, an engine, a transmission, a truck body, and electronics to make it all work, right? That's all you actually need for a vehicle and a truck. But if I can take all of that stuff and give it like a fucking massage feature and like you get a UV 11 rating out of it, so you get a suntan every time you drive it.
You get a ball tugger with it.
It's like, dude, I mean, like that. The thing of it is like we can bitch about this stuff all we want. We can bitch about expensive trucks. We can bitch about expensive boats. We can bitch about all the stuff, but like It's consumers that drive it. If people looked at $100,000 bass boats and said, "You're crazy, I'm not buying that," there wouldn't be any. It's the same thing with trucks. If people saw $100,000 diesel trucks and said, "Up yours, dude, I'm not driving that," there wouldn't be any. It's the same concept.
It's the same. It's everything that happened with COVID. Everything went up in price in COVID, and people kept buying it. So why on earth should they drop their prices?
Right, they're not going to drop their prices because no one's put them in check yet. And eventually, I saw that too. Eventually, what it comes down to is like people realize, and like corporations, whether it's trucks, boats, or whatever, realize that, okay, my profit margin is X. It should be this. I'm either above it or below it or whatever. Like, they can make the profit margin whether they sell 100, 1,000, or 10,000 items. It's all about how it's priced. So if their sales go down, they increase the price because the ones that they do sell are going to be more expensive. Insert Ford, insert Ranger, insert Skeeter. I mean, anybody except Tracker, and even they've gone up. What the hell's the price of a Tracker now? Like a 195 Pro.
I have no idea. Do me a favor, everybody. Hit that like and that share button. Let's bring some more people up in here.
I'll tell you right now, Bullet's not cheap, dude.
What did Scott just say? Ranger brand new up here on water 4 times keeps sinking, so they're replacing the hull.
What, Scott? What is the hull? Is it a fiberglass or aluminum? I'm very curious about that.
Oh, I guarantee you it's aluminum.
As an expert of boat sinking, I'm very curious.
It took me it took me nothing to get them to replace my hull. Nothing. I dropped it off at the shop and they were like, "Oh, it looks like there's a dent in it. We'll get you a brand new one." It took them 11 months to do it.
They still did it.
But they still did it.
I'm really curious to hear.
So I paid for a 2021. I got a 2024. Not a bad deal. Now it's got slime and blood all over it because of Tony.
Scott says Alpha 208.
Oh,
yeah, that's the big rig. That's the big,
yep.
The 20'8".
Dude, I'm sorry. I am
boat.
I am not paying that kind of money for a Ranger aluminum boat. You could get a nice fiberglass rig for what an Alpha 208 cost, man.
I mean,
Or for that matter, you could get an Express, an X21, an X19. You could go on and get Express is probably the best aluminum hull.
You could get an
Avid boat, Express. Gator Trax is fully custom. You're going to pay a lot more money than that.
Yeah.
But I would say for the money you're going to pay for a 208, dude, you could get an X19 that's going to fish way better.
X9, those Express are nice boats.
Those are really, really nice boats.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, to be on the water 4 times and keep sinking, that's crazy.
That's insane.
That's not good.
What's it sinking from? It's got to have a giant crack up the middle of it.
Yeah, I mean, how do you not find that? Like, if I had a brand new boat and I launched it and it had a single drop of water in it, I'm literally going to put the plug in and I'm going to fill it with fucking water until I find out where it's coming off.
Yep.
Alpha 208, it says, and the dealer told him, and I quote, "It's aluminum. You got a bunch of holes drilled back there." That was the answer. That's insane.
Yeah. Well, Bowers Marine is where I took my boat too.
But they got it squared away, right?
They had no problem. They sent it right back to Ranger. It took Ranger a long time to get me my new hull, but they didn't argue with me whatsoever. And why is there a whole bunch of holes drilled back there? What kind of shit is that? Did they not know where to mount the jack plate or where to mount the engine? Did they not know where to mount the transducer on the back of the boat? Like, why is there a bunch of holes in the transom?
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
It's aluminum. You got a bunch of holes drilled back there. What is that? That doesn't even make sense. I can't even make sense of that right now. How you going to sell me a brand new boat and then tell me it's got a bunch of holes drilled in it?
Hey, man, your brand new boat's like, it's going to leak a little bit. Like, whoa, hold on a minute. Like, I don't know about that. Stern eye's not tight, motor well, drain holes, and the hull doesn't have a motor well.
Dude, the hull on an aluminum boat should have just as many holes in it as the hull on a fiberglass boat.
Yeah, I don't understand that concept.
That doesn't make any sense.
Stern eyes
I don't
not
know.
tight. Yeah, I don't know, dude.
I kind of thought their customer service at Bowers was like decent when I took the boat there. They were like pretty responsive and stuff. It took them a while to do things. However, like the more that I look back at it and stuff, I'm like, man, like they just. I even brought up the fact that, not the hook in the hull. I brought up about the weld that goes along the back of the transom that can catch water and force the front end of the boat down. And they were like, oh, we've never even heard of that problem before. I was like, so you got hundreds of people across social media platforms saying that that's a problem, and you as a boat dealership have never heard of that being a problem? No, haven't heard of it. Okay. Thank you for lying directly to my face. Like,
yeah, that's kind of wild.
Yeah, the more that I look back at it, Scott, it definitely... It's the closest one to me. It's 2 hours.
So that's where Martin got his boat. And his boat has... You've seen his boat before. It's got that weird...
What the color?
The weird color. The wrong color.
I think it was worth it, though.
I mean...
What he got out of it.
Yeah, he got some money off of it, but it's like, how did you...
If Martin would have never told me that was a thing, I would have never noticed.
But now that you notice, you're like, holy shit, how did that happen? Like...
But it's like that penny that's like one off. You know what I mean? It's like now it's worth a lot of money.
I don't know, dude. Like, I noticed it right away, and I was like, Martin, what was this like? This looks like a football team you would have built in Madden, like when you would have built their uniform out when you were like 10. And that's what his, you know, and I'm not here to insult Martin's boat because it's not his fault. But yeah, man, he says, oh,
It
yeah.
is. It's hard to find a good place to work on any boat. 110%. I will take my boat to a welder that I know knows how to TIG weld exceptionally well before I take it to a boat shop and ask them to take care of it. I mean, that just point blank period. And he says welds. He says, oh yeah, welds. His buddy said to him, I don't trust that work. And this guy is a professional welder with concerns. They really need to weld these hulls from the inside and the outside, and they don't. They just weld it from the outside, and I don't know if they have enough penetration through the joints to consider it to be like a strong weld. I've heard of hulls cracking on these aluminum Rangers, which is what scares me when we get into like rough water and stuff like that. That's why I don't even, when it's like really nasty out, like I don't want to take it out there because I don't want to beat it up so bad that, oh, now I got to take this hull back to a freaking shop again. Not to mention I'm just not impressed with Bowers anymore. So where else am I going to fucking take it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, you could take it to Brass Pro.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can wash your mouth out with muzzle flash when you're done with that too while you're at it. Like, it's just...
Yeah, exactly. A real fill in a gap because it wasn't cut to proper size. Exactly. 110%. I'll take another one of those. Or the, give me a Sam Adams. Bottle poppers on the top of the fridge right there. It's the Bass. Yeah, it probably is. It probably sits in a jig and then some type of robot probably welds over it or something of that nature. I can't see White River Marine, which is now a Bass Pro Shops company from Johnny Morris, paying an experienced welder to TIG weld their entire hulls. I can't see it happening. A really good TIG welder that does a good job is asking for a lot of money, and there is no way that Bass Pro Shops is paying that out.
Actually,
there's no fucking way, dude. I'm sorry, it's not happening.
Joe has a really good comment. He says, got to deal with the welders at duck hunt when it comes to welding aluminum boats. That's some real shit. Dude, if you have a duck boat, that boat will make it through a nuclear holocaust.
Yep.
Like, guys that actually duck hunt with their shit, and I'm not talking open water, like,
Good to see you, Jim. Thanks for joining, brother. We'll see you soon.
Like Vineyard Vines, duck hunting. I'm talking like you got a mud motor on it, or you got a 1980s Johnson that goes, if you got some shit like that going on, your boat's been through the shit.
They took her jam. But yeah, no, there is no way that Bass Pro Shops somebody of that large that is producing that many aluminum tracker hulls, Ranger hulls, any other aluminum boat hulls is paying a good TIG welder. And I'm saying TIG welder, the only way to weld aluminum properly and do a good job is TIG welding. You can MIG weld aluminum. I think that is bullshit compared to TIG welding. A TIG weld will be way stronger, and they are not paying the money to have good welders in these factories to weld these hulls together. There's no way they are doing it. I would trust Express or a smaller family-owned aluminum hull boat company to pay somebody to actually make a decent hull over what Bass Pro Shops is going to pay somebody, and or using a machine and a jig, yada, yada, yada.
Speaking of welding, does Joe, because I know you're friends with Miles too, do you know anyone that can weld Miles's trailer? Because I feel it, if you step on it in the wrong spot, it will break in half.
If there's enough metal there to weld on, I know somebody, potentially.
Oh, I mean, you can cut it out. You can cut out the cancer where it's good. But it's like a 5-foot section of frame. Dude, that thing's crunchy, dude. Like
the thing is, though, dude, like, you should price a new easy load trailer for that boat before you pay a welder to just weld that one spot.
Well, believe it or not, the rest of it's actually okay because I've crawled under it.
No, but if that welder wants freaking $1,500 to do the weld or something like that because he's a good welder and he knows what he's doing, and an easy load trailer, brand new with axles, hubs, tires, et cetera, is $3,000, you might want to consider that.
I gotta find the picture so I can show it to you because it's crunchy. Oh shit! Oh no, here it is.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Scott. Scrap it. It's not worth the liability. Oh my God! Do not pull that down the road.
That's what I told him.
Do not pull that down the road.
Here, hold on. I'm sending this to the page, dude. You gotta share this. This is crazy.
Oh my God! Miles is gonna be upset.
No, he's not. He doesn't care.
Wait till you guys see this. I'm about to post this up here right now. Wait till you see this. Nobody's welding that. There's nothing to weld to.
You have to. I'm telling you.
You have to cut the trailer in half and then add.
I mean, you got to cut the front third of it off on one side. You want me to send it to you or to Bass and Beer?
Send it to Bass and Beer.
All right, hold on. All right, you're about to see the crunchiest trailer of all crunchy trailers.
Open that door, please. I can't stand him crying anymore.
God damn it, why can't I find it? Hold on 1 second. All right. You guys, you're going to love this. This is
comical. This is comical.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
If it's easier, just send it to my page.
No, hold on. Sorry. Facebook, like, it's making me do stupid shit. Like, they change crap all the time.
I hate Facebook Messenger.
I hate technology,
Facebook Messenger is awful, dude.
All right. Why is it not letting me?
Yeah, like Scott is correct, though. Like, scrap it. You can't see the liability. Don't fix one area because I can guarantee you there's multiple other areas. Because you probably have a freaking square tube chassis and the whole entire thing is probably rusted on the inside that you can't see. And it's weak everywhere.
All right, here we go. I had to send it to you because it won't let me send it to Bass and Beer for some reason. So I sent it to your personal Facebook. But you guys are ready for this? This is crunchy. This is pretty crunchy. It's sending because the service in here is not the best. But it's going to come through in a second. Oh, dude. Yeah, this is crunchy. Aha. Oh, dear.
Here we go.
And yeah, just wait. It gets better. This is nothing. This is just a 4-inch section. This whole cross member is just done. It's just completely done.
That is crazy.
Yeah, you should play the video. The video is better.
There's a video?
Yeah, I sent it all the way.
Nope, it's not there.
It was.
Didn't go through. It's just the picture.
It'll come through in a second.
You're not welding that, man. You literally have to cut out an entire section of that trailer, and then not to mention just like Scott said, I can guarantee you there's other sections inside that trailer that you can't see that are paper thin.
Probably.
You got to replace that.
You literally have
You
to
need
go.
to replace. Remember when Rob showed up to the boat ramp and the tongue of his trailer had snapped off and it had to be ratchet strapped together for her to get it home?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That'll be the exact same thing that happens here, but Rob got lucky. It's completely shot.
Yeah, she's a peach, Clark. The video is gonna come through in a second. I know it is. It's just,
Like Joe said, trailers are a dime a dozen. Get a new one. Jason says, I would not drive with a shitty trailer ever. HD says, someone shoot it with a gun. It's done. You can't haul that.
take a ball peen hammer to it, you'll find more holes. Yeah, 100%.
110%.
Yeah.
110%. You can't use that anymore. Hate to break it to you, but from somebody in the trades, like, I'm not a welder. I can weld.
I'm telling you,
You're not fixing that. That is everywhere through that trailer, I promise you.
If you stand on that, like, you're going through it.
Yeah.
So, like, you would have...
I mean, even if you sleeved it, Joe, like we're saying, like, you're going to find other places throughout that whole trailer that have that same exact issue. It's just not showing yet because you have cancer from the inside out. That's the problem. Yeah, you have to sleeve the entire trailer, which means you have to get a new trailer. Like I said, any good welder that's going to show up and try to fix these problems, cheap labor isn't skilled, skilled labor isn't cheap. That's just a fact of life when you're using any of these products. Cheap labor isn't skilled, skilled labor isn't cheap. A good welder is going to cost some good money, and you have a trailer that's completely compromised. So...
Joe said a good welder won't touch that.
Probably not. Probably not. They're going to tell you the same exact thing. They're going to tell you the same exact thing.
That thing is bad. I mean, and the other side's getting ready to start too.
Yep.
So like it needs some attention. I mean, it definitely needs some attention.
I can't believe. Didn't he fish that on the on Conowingo the
Dude,
other week?
I towed it home because he dropped it off at the shore house the night we all hung out down there. And I towed it home, and I got it home, and I was inspecting the boat and the trailer, and I was like, I can't believe I made it home. I honestly, I can't believe I made it home. I was like, there's no way. Like this thing.
The next speed bump is going to break that in half.
Oh yeah.
The next speed bump is going to break that in half.
The other side is not solid. It's just as bad. Like I don't know how it's still together, to be completely honest with you. Yeah. And I also don't understand why any boat company ever would make a tube design trailer. Like, why would you do that? Just make I-beam or C-channel. It does. Why? Why does anybody make a tube design trailer?
Tube is strong.
Yeah, but that's what happens to tube. It rots within.
Right. I mean, at this point, honestly, we've seen so many aluminum I-beam trailers. Why aren't we just going to that? Even my Ranger trailer is.
Is it aluminum I-beam?
No, it's steel, but it's steel tube.
I mean, that's steel. It's just not stainless.
I know that. It's obviously just way older, but still. And I keep mine in the garage.
I don't like a tube design. I mean, an I-beam or a C-channel is just going to be better. And if it does start to rust, you can literally sand it out.
Yep.
Like, you can sand the shit out, and you can keep it alive before it just completely takes a shit. I mean, aluminum is great, but everyone says aluminum doesn't rust. Yeah, it corrodes. It's the same thing. Aluminum corrosion is just like rust. It's just a different name for it. Like, it's the same shit.
So, I don't know. With that being said, do we have anything that we want to add to tonight's conversation?
No, I think I'm good. I got to be at work in the morning, so I'm about ready.
All right, y'all. This is the end of another episode of Bass and Beer Radio. We hope to be back to you guys next Friday. I'm not going to set anything in stone, but that is the goal. So, thank you guys for joining. We always love hearing from you guys. Thank you for